right, here we are today with Coach Pastner, ACC Coach of the Year. That has a nice ring to it. What's going on with that?
It's a nice ring. I like that ring. You're right on that. But that's a credit to the players. That award is a staff award, a program award, a department-wide award, a Georgia Tech award. Because the only way you can get an award like that, the players have to produce, and my staff has got to do a great job, which they've done. So it's a way I look at it, it's a program award.
Great. Folks, you might be wondering why we're here in the summer talking to the coach about basketball, but it's because the awards keep adding up for him. I was over at Georgia at Positive Athlete, and there he was sitting behind the podium there as positive as he was the first day I met him, and he's still positive today. Tell me about that program.
Yeah, I mean, the Positive Athlete actually awarded me for most positive coach in the state of Georgia. And so that was really cool. And because I love the word positive. And at that event, what unbelievable stories for these student athletes in high school and what they've had to overcome. And also the teachers, coaches, mentors of these young men and women in the grassroots world, just awesome stuff. And I was real honored and privileged to be there, obviously to get the award. I was sitting next to Dan Reeves, the former great football coach, and
you got some osmosis.
I got some osmosis from him, and there was many great people there. Hines Ward, who's a really positive guy, contagious with his great smile. So it was really cool. I was honored and privileged to be part of that.
Well, folks, if you're not familiar with the program, it's a program that's really not designed to, I guess, highlight the most successful, the most talented player, but it's about the character, it's about the person, and it's about, how do you impact the team and the community without being that star? And here's a program today that awards someone for doing that, and then there you were up there getting your award.
Well, I was going to say you're right on that, and they do a great job with that, and we were very fortunate. I was very fortunate to be part of that, and you're right. It's more based on character for those young people that are getting those awards. It's based on character. It's based on what they've done, maybe to overcome certain obstacles in their lives, and they found a way to overcome and find a way to have really great high school careers and where it can lead them to other great things in life.
Right. So, in talking about the positive part of it, so what makes Josh Pastner so positive about all this stuff?
I'm just a positive guy by nature. That's my DNA. I believe in positive attitude. I believe in positive just overall. And listen, life is short. You just don't take things for granted. There's 86,400 seconds in a day, and I said that at that evening. 86,400 seconds in a day, midnight to midnight. And once midnight hits, you don't get to put that time back into a bank account, into a savings account.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would be nice. Unfortunately, you don't get to do that, so you got to make the most of it. And don't take things for granted. Everything's precious. Every breath is precious. And so I'm just real positive about that. It's real about an attitude of gratitude, appreciation over entitlement. And that's just kind of the way that I live my life and believe in that. Easier said than done because things hit us at all times, but you're just a happier camper when you're positive.
Well, I look at your camp today that you're having. I saw one part of it, you had character development. And then I think about what, positive athletes doing. Do you believe that if these type of things are implemented much earlier to kids who are going out to play ball, it makes a big difference later in life?
Well, I would tell you, character's everything. And our camp director here, Julian Schwartz, has done a great job with that. But we talk about character. Even in our staff meetings when we're talking about recruiting kids, we want to have kids with high character. Usually they're going to end up prevailing. I really feel the reason, when you talked at the beginning of our interview about Coach of the Year, ACC Coach of the Year, was because of the type of character kids that we have. They overachieved. And so character's important. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. And character matters. And and that's really important for who we are as a program and what we want guys to be around and do and get done. That's all important to us.
Well, I go back and want to talk a little bit about you and the things that you've done. I know you come here from Memphis.
Yep.
You follow a legendary coach there in Calipari. You go to the NCAA tournament in four consecutive years, and then things don't go, quite as well and that type of thing. But you come here to Georgia Tech. and all of a sudden here's a program that's not doing so well, and all of a sudden it's playing for the NIT Championship. Tell us, how do you make that happen?
You know, when I took over for John Calipari, he had won 95% of his games his last 4 years at Memphis, which is the most wins in a 4-year period in the history of the NCAA. That's what I was following. In my 7 years there, we won 70% of our games. Fastest ever to 150 wins. I mean, I can go on and on. 10th in the history of the game after the first 7 years for most wins, so we won a lot.
Right.
But when you're being compared to 95% winning percentage, you're like, that's not enough.
They won 100.
Yeah, and we had been to 5 straight postseasons. Year 6, we were going to take a step back because we were going to be young. We were going to start over, and then our best player got hurt, and that cost us probably an NCAA tournament bid. And then year 7, my best player transferred on me unexpectedly, and that we just couldn't recover from that. We still had a good year, but we fell 1 game short of the tournament. And then when this job opened, I said, man, this is a good job because it is a rebuild, and you're taking something from ground zero and you're building it back up. And that allowed us to, you know, for me, it was an opportunity, and I'm just so grateful and thankful that I got this opportunity. And it's been a just true blessing, and it's been a fun deal. We still have a long way to go. We had a good first year,
yeah,
but we are so far out of the woods. We can't see the light through the forest yet. We've got a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do.
But the light is on.
The light's on. You can kind of see it through the trees there. The sun's coming in, but we're still deep in the woods, deep in the forest. We still got a lot of work to do. It's going to take multiple recruiting classes. It's going to take time, and that's just the facts of it.
All right. So, but after you decide to take it, then someone says to you, if you win 1 game in the ACC, let's call that a success record. But all you do is just win 20, right? 20 games.
Well, they told me my first 2 years you're not going to win a total of 20 games. And I had not lost 3 in a row in my history at Memphis as a head coach. So I'm thinking for sure coming in this year we're going to lose 14 in a row based on what I was told. I didn't know. We still haven't lost. To me, 8 years as a head coach, I've never lost 3 games in a row.
That's outstanding.
Which is an unbelievable stat. The only 2 coaches to do that in the last 8 years is John Calipari and myself. But they told me I'm not going to win a game my first year in the ACC, and you're only going to win a total of 20 games of your first 2 years. Well, we won 21 this past year. We won 8 league games. We had 17 home wins, which is the most ever in a single season for Georgia Tech. 21 wins for a first-year coach, most ever for Georgia Tech. That all being said, I had many coaches text messaging me, Coach, you're killing yourself. You're winning too many in year 1. You set the bar so high now in year 2.
Well, wait a minute. Well, okay. So now the pressure's on to follow it up, right?
Well, listen, I understand there's all part of it. I mean, people want us to keep moving the ladder, moving up the bars, moving the needle, and it's going to take time to do that. I'd rather have higher expectations than lower.
Yes.
That means we're moving the program in the right direction. We're going to have to get it done on the floor. Like I said, we still have a long way to go, but it's on us to get it done.
Well, you know, we talk about positivity a lot, and we talk about that, and we look at it that from the player standpoint sometimes. But I think sometimes from the coaching level, it's overlooked. So you had all those things coming at you telling you that you were not going to do it. I don't think you heard that, did you?
No. Well,
you just had that thing. I'm doing this anyway.
Well, I think they recognize they need. I don't think I was the first choice in the job here. I think they recognize they need somebody who's accepting the challenge in front of them and not going to look at the obstacles as a negativity, and is going to find a way to get through it and be extremely positive, even when there could be long stretches of losing, but going to keep really positive. And I'm sure some other people, when they put that in front of them, they're like, I don't want to go through that rebuilding deal. Me, I wanted to have an opportunity to do that, and so it's worked itself out. Like I said, I'm very privileged and honored to be the head coach here at Georgia Tech, youngest coach in the ACC. Got to pinch yourself, but I'm excited for our guys and to be around our guys and our staff. We got a good thing going.